Behind every legend lies a reason. This is Myth and Motive.
If you have ever looked up at the S-shaped map, you must have been captivated by the miraculous beauty of this land, where 63 provinces and cities are like colorful puzzle pieces, embracing everything from the misty peaks of Hajiang to the fertile Red River Delta. Following the white sandstones of the central region with fortunes pouring into the alluvial riverine Mekong Delta and reaching Ca Cave, where the country faces the vast sea. Each region is a story, each province and city is a life, a voice, a distinct soul. But by 2025, that familiar map will change. The number of provinces and cities will no longer be 63 as you once knew. According to the Administrative Unit Consolidation Plan, the country will have only 34 provinces and cities, including 28 provinces and 6 centrally run cities, along with thousands of merged communes. An unprecedented restructuring in history. And it's not just a change on paper, but a quiet yet powerful transformation, reshaping how we organize the apparatus, allocate resources, and most importantly, ensuring that all citizens in any province have the opportunity for a better life. But why merge? Why are some places kept intact, while others must change names and boundaries? And after all, what do we gain, and is there any loss? Join us to explore each region, each reason to better understand the redrawn face of Vietnam. More compact, more efficient, yet still preserving the sacred soul of the mountains. And first, don't forget to support us by liking the video, subscribing and turning on the notification bell through the lens of this to see the full picture of the new map taking shape. Let's start with the deepest reason, the reason why some names may disappear, and some provinces are called to live under one roof. In reality, many provinces on the current map are like small pieces that were separated during a certain historical period, when local, historical, or strategic factors were temporarily prioritized. But now times have changed, and Vietnam is entering a new phase, where efficiency, development scale, and regional competitiveness are prioritized. Merging is not just an administrative problem, but a solution for sustainable development. How to ensure each province not only exists but can also rise up. For example, Bac Khang, a northern mountainous province with just over 300,000 people, nestled among mountains and forests with an area of less than 5,000 square kilometers. This land is like a large village, rich in identity but lacking resources. The roads still wind through misty valleys, but investing in infrastructure, attracting businesses, or maintaining public services are all challenging. Similarly, Hajiang, a province in the Mekong Delta, with less than 800,000 people, or Ninh Thuan in the central region, a picturesque land with blue seas and white sands. But the economy still faces many challenges. Such provinces, though rich in cultural and natural potential, become like small boats, struggling against the strong currents of the modern economy. Statistics show that for a province to have enough capacity to develop, it needs a minimum population and area according to criteria from 2016. A mountainous province needs at least 900,000 people and 8,000 square kilometers of area, while delta provinces need about 1.4 million people and 5,000 square kilometers. These numbers are not just technical thresholds, but also the basis to ensure the province has sufficient capacity to build infrastructure systems, administration, education, healthcare, and attract domestic and foreign investors. In other words, merging is a way to combine small parts into a strong enough entity, capable of reaching far. It is a bold move, but necessary not only to keep the province's name on the map, but also to maintain the vitality of the region in the country's socio-economic life. Vietnam cannot forever be divided into too many units, then deplete resources. In an increasingly competitive world, scale, connectivity, and regional linkage capability will be the key to development. And dear friends, if merging is to create larger pieces, stronger, then there are still pieces that are already large enough, stable enough, and more importantly, irreplaceable. Not every province needs to merge. Some places, thanks to their position, role, or special identity, will continue to exist on the new journey map of Vietnam. Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City are the two clearest examples. Not only meeting all criteria for area and population, each is a 3-in-1 center: political, economic, and cultural. First is Hanoi with over 8 million people, where the Red River embraces the 1,000-year traces of Ang Long, is the political heart of the country and contributes over 16% of GDP. And Ho Chi Minh City with over 10 million people has long been the economic locomotive with about 23% of national GDP. A city where every transformation spreads influence across the entire Vietnamese economy. But not only modern urban areas are retained. Some provinces, though not too populous or large, carry within them profound strategic or cultural historical values. Dien Bien, with an area of over 9,500 square kilometers, is a crucial northwestern border region, where the historic Dien Bien food eatery, renowned across 5 continents, is. This is not just a province but also a symbol of patriotism, where every border marker holds sacred meaning. Son La, spanning over 14,000 square kilometers, is the third largest the convergence of ethnic villages, the season of pure white band flowers, and bustling Zoe dances. Not only a strategic buffer zone for defense, Son La also plays an important role in irrigation and energy regulation. With the largest hydropower system in Southeast Asia, Son La Hydro, in the northeast, Quang Nguyen is not only a tourism gem with Ha Long Bay, a world natural heritage, but also a strong economic growth pole of the north. In 2023, the per capita GDP here surpassed the $8,000 mark, more than twice the national average. Along with economic zones like Van Dong, Mong Tai, and the international seaport system, Quang Nguyen is the gateway connecting with China and Asia-Pacific economies. Similarly, Thu Thiem Hue, now a centrally affiliated city, still deserves to be preserved as a living heritage. With ancient tiled roofs in the Imperial City, developed Bien Hue Pagoda, and the romantic perfume, Hue is the only place that converges 7 tangible and intangible cultural heritages recognized by UNESCO. In terms of scale, Thanh Hoa and Nha Trang are 2 indispensable growth poles in the north-central region. Thanh Hoa has a population of over 3.7 million people and an area of over 11,000. This is the hometown of Hy Son Economic Zone, one of 5 key national economic zones, contributing about 15% of the national petrochemical refinery. Nha Trang is larger than Thanh Hoa, with an area of 16,000 square kilometers being the largest, and a population from 3.5 to 4 million people, actively promoting marine tourism, high-tech industry, and education. In 2023, Nha Trang is also one of the top 10 provinces with the highest domestic budget revenue nationwide, reaching over 19 trillion. Finally, Ha Tinh, a province that meets standards while having its own stature. With a population of about 1.4 million people and an area of nearly 6,000 square kilometers, Ha Tinh owns Vung Ang Economic Zone, where the Formosa steel plant is located, Sun Vuong Deepwater Port Cluster, and many thermal power plants. Ha Tinh GDP per capita in 2023 was estimated to reach nearly 70 million Vietnamese dollars. This is not only an economic bright spot, but also the homeland of famous acres. From Nguyen Du to Nguyen Con Tru, carrying cultural depth and historical pride. The selection of these provinces is not favoritism but respect for value, role, and inherent potential of each locality. This is how to preserve locomotives, pillars, and symbolic lands, where presence on the map is not only for administrative reasons, but also for historical, cultural, and national strategic reasons. Dear friends, some changes occur quietly but open new horizons. Administrative merger, although a technical decision, carries long-term vision, building a stronger, more rational, and more efficient Vietnam. First, merger will create sufficiently large administrative units, thereby facilitating planning, attracting investment, and developing transportation infrastructure. A large province with sufficient population can build cross-regional boulevards, develop concentrated industrial zones, and smart satellite cities. Planning is no longer limited by overlapping administrative boundaries, but designed according to regional development logic, connecting rural with urban, mountainous with delta, economy with environment. In the Mekong Delta, the new province formed from Dinh Bo, Hao Giang, and Society Trang will become a strong coastal and riverine center, where there is not only rice but also wind power development, seaports, high technology, and ecotourism. In the north, when Vác Ninh and Vác Giang merge, or Hưng Yen, Tai Binh, Become a new province, equally industrial development riding regions. High technology, closely connected with Hanoi and the capital region, where highways pass through in satellite cities, can form among delta rice fields. The second reason, merger is a solution to the budget problem that is silently depleting national resources. As we see, 63 provinces are 63 administrative apparatuses, with tens of thousands of officials, offices, departments, public vehicles, and operating costs. From province to commune, there are currently over 10,000 commune-level administrative units. Each place needs a budget to operate. According to estimates by the Ministry of Home Affairs, rearranging commune can help save about 9 trillion Vietnamese dollars in budget annually, a significant number in the context of the country needing resources for key development tasks. When merged, a new province will operate with a more streamlined apparatus, hoping to significantly save the budget and avoid wasting resources. Those savings will not be lost, but will be reinvested into more practical things like modern hospitals, spacious schools, electricity, water, and networks reaching every village. Third, merging is an opportunity to better connect culture and protect the environment. When a new government manages a larger area, planning for the conservation of forests, rivers, seas, and cultural heritage will not be fragmented by local boundaries. For example, a merged province between Quang Binh and Quang Tra will be able to build a long-term heritage tourism development strategy, while protecting coastal ecosystems, haze, and primary forests under a unified plan. Therefore, if done correctly, merging will not cause culture to be diluted, but will help cultural colors spread more widely together. People will not be blended into a larger identity, but will instead have the conditions to preserve, introduce, and connect the unique values of their homeland to the entire province and country. 4. Merging helps strengthen national defense and security, especially in border areas. A large province with a wide area, dense population, and strong infrastructure will be capable of building a more modern defense system, a more effective border control system, and a more robust bridge for trade and culture with neighboring countries. When border provinces like Ninh Bien, Ha Giang, Sao Bang, and Lai Chau are kept intact but reasonably arranged, investment in infrastructure development and security enhancement will no longer be patchy, but will become a consistent, in-depth, and more regionally cohesive strategy. It can be said that merging is not about redrawing the map, but about redrawing development thinking. But Vietnam with more reasonable administrative units will be a Vietnam with more opportunities to grow, to be sustainable, and to leave no one behind. Dear friends, no major change comes without doubts and concerns. Provincial mergers, though potentially bringing many benefits, still make many people feel uneasy. Because this is not just a story of administrative boundaries, but a story of memories, identity, and the daily lives of millions of people. The first worry is the fear of losing the province's name, losing the soul of the homeland. Some people have been attached their whole lives to names like Bac Con, Hao Jian, Ninh, so hearing about mergers inevitably stirs emotions. They worry that the familiar name will eventually be erased from the map. The songs and chants tied to a region will fade away, and local cultural identity will be diluted into a new, unfamiliar name. But it must be affirmed that merging does not mean erasing. In documents, old place names can still be retained as district-level administrative units, ensuring historical and cultural values do not fade. And more importantly, identity lies not in the name but in how we preserve it. Festivals, folk songs, traditional craft villages will continue to exist if properly cared for and invested in. Merging, if done well, also opens up opportunities for those values to spread further and be known by more people. The second concern is that people will have to travel farther for paperwork, and administration will become more complicated. This is completely understandable, especially for those in remote areas, the elderly, or ethnic minority households. Having to go to a new administrative center, having to travel dozens of kilometers makes many people feel hesitant. However, digital transformation and administrative procedures are the important components accompanying the merger plan. When communes, wards, and provinces are reorganized, is also when digital government and online public services are expanded. Tasks such as applying for birth certificates, issuing land use rights certificates, making health can all be done online or at interconnected public administrative centers, with faster, more transparent procedures, even requiring less direct contact with officials than before. In other words, traveling a bit further but receiving much better services. The new ID card can be processed quickly. Administrative documents no longer require money. Instead of wasting time due to cumbersome bureaucracy, people are served by a more streamlined but professional government. And above all is the commitment that no one will be left behind. All these changes will be transparent, have a roadmap, and must have consensus from the people. Plans for 80 new provinces, the roadmap for merging communes, infrastructure allocation plans all need community input. Every opinion, every comment, no matter how small, is still a voice contributing to shaping the future. Because the most important aspect of merging is not geographical consolidation but connecting people. Not just to create a neater administrative map but to create a more resilient country. Where every citizen has opportunities, is heard, and no one is left behind on the common development journey. Dear friends, whether merging or maintaining, whether the names on the map change or not, what never changes is the love for each region, each person who has been attached to each piece of land through generations. Reconstructing the administrative map is not a farewell to the past but a rebirth toward the future. A new, neater, more efficient map can help this country develop faster, more sustainably, and most importantly, not leave anyone behind. Each merged province is a new chapter being opened, where small things together create great things. Each reserved province will be a pillar, not just because of area and population, but also because of irreplaceable historical, cultural, and strategic values. And in a Vietnam undergoing strong transformation, every decision carries with it a mission. To make this nation stronger, more united, modern yet full of identity. Someday, looking back, we won't remember administrative boundaries too much. But remember that in each region, people lived better, were served better, and had more opportunities to develop. For a strong Vietnam, streamlined without losing its soul. For a future where the national map, even when changed, preserves the most sacred things. And today's video ends here. If you found this video interesting and useful, please like the video. Subscribe to the Myth and Wonder channel and turn on notifications to continue in the surprising world exploration journeys ahead. For now, goodbye and see you in the next videos.
If the legend hooked you, subscribe and open the next case.